What up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy, Kenny, bringing you that Samurai Jack Season 2 spoiler-filled review, y'all. Y'all know the deal. This is a part of a requested review series by my main man at Ali had the fruit punch. You can see it on the screen. You can catch his information in the bio, man. In the bio right below the video. Make sure you check out his information. Follow him on social media, wherever you got your social media. And he does a lot of great graphic design, character illustration, all that good stuff. And it was actually his idea for us to do Samurai Jack. I like the idea. Hadn't revisited the series for many years, so I figured now would be the perfect time, if any, to go ahead and dive back into it. But before I get into that, make sure you smash that subscribe button below the video. You know it's going to help the show immensely. And we also would love for you to join our fandom frequency community, a place where all like-minded positive geeks can just get into a fun conversation. You know what I'm saying? And if you create art and create content yourself, we would love to get some links and get to check out your stuff as well. Maybe even collab, you know what I'm saying? It's all about community here at Fandom Frequency. But with no further ado, let's get into this thing. And we're talking about Samurai Jack Season 2, of course. And I gotta say, man, I wasn't loving this one as much as the last. I gotta say, I gotta be honest. I gotta keep it real with y'all, man. You know, I can't be fronting. And honestly, I wasn't loving it quite as much as the previous season in Season 1. Season 1, to me, had the perfect blend of kind of having these side adventures with Jack and the main storyline of him trying to defeat Aku and get back to his rightful time and his point in the timeline or whatever, because he's been sent, obviously, way into the future, into some cyberpunk type era. And all that was really working well. You had some recurring characters and whatnot, and everything kind of tied back to Aku in a little bit more of a direct way, a lot more of the time. And even the way that the season concluded with the penultimate episode with Jack working with those mobster guys and then almost getting his chance to defeat Aku, but then he ended up getting the crystal that he wanted that controlled all of the Earth's ocean. And then everything else went south from there, and Jack was just this close, and he didn't quite get it, you know what I mean? And then you had 13, which was just some weird story time with Aku trying to get the kids to like him. Kind of weird for a way to conclude the last season, right? But all in all, at least it kind of fit into what was going on a little bit. And I know Cartoon Network definitely had some influence from putting some hands in the kitchen and getting in the mix back then and getting in the way of Jendy Tartakovsky, the creator of the show, and his vision for everything. So I think a lot of that got in the middle of what was going on in Season 2, because Season 2, a lot of the time, is just a lot of side adventure kind of stuff, just side quest, which mileage can vary depending on the viewer and depending on who you are out there watching the show. You might love that. You know what I'm saying? And the thing with me was I didn't dislike this season, that's for sure, because there was definitely some really dope episodes. And for the most part, all of the production value and everything really was just the same. The character of Aku was just as awesome when he popped up. Samurai Jack himself was great. So everyone was doing a really great job with the material they were given. And for the most part, it was on par with the first season. But I just thought some of the storytelling and some of the overall season with what they were doing with the story wasn't quite on par with the first season. He really was, I know he's still trying to do the same thing, but there wasn't as much of a clear focus and really as tight of storytelling with the way they were presenting that with some of his adventures and some of his side quests that he was going on. You know what I'm saying? But the one thing I will say about this for sure, and it was a highlight, was episodes 5 through 8, when he was going through all these different places and seeing all these ruins and meeting up with the dragon and all this other different stuff. And it all tied into what Aku was doing and all the destruction he has just put upon the earth and all over the place, you know what I'm saying, throughout the galaxy and whatnot, throughout all the time. He has been the tyrant that he is ever since he got rid of Jack and continued what he was doing throughout all the different decades and centuries. So that was really dope, man. That really felt much more like that Season 1 vibe that I was really missing in this in this second season. And I really was digging those episodes, man. I was having a blast with those. But then from episodes 10 really through the rest of the season, it's kind of back to just that adventure of the week for the most part, not focusing on a coup, not having that tight, more serious storytelling, a lot more silliness going on, you know what I mean? And not as much of that more deeper exploration of those characters and of these deeper themes. At times, it was there, for sure. Like when the people had the whole area that was poisoned and whatnot and it was ruined, that was definitely a big message there about pollution and all these different things. So all those things were definitely still present in the second season, but it just didn't quite come together for me as well as the previous season, man. And I just found myself getting a little disinterested at times, but certain episodes and certain moments were just really get me back in, and I'm still really interested to see where it's going to go in seasons 3 through the end of the show, because I don't remember quite where the show ended off, and I don't have any idea where season 5 goes. So I definitely still have a lot of optimism and a lot of hope to see where the rest of the series goes. And it's such a unique show in and of itself, and it's such a unique animated series that it's always cool to watch and it's always entertaining, and you're never completely bored or just like checked out completely. But just at times I'm starting to check my watch like, all right, you know what I mean? Like, if I was going to do a rewatch of this in the future, I would probably skip a lot of these episodes in season 2 if I was just doing a whole, like, full-on series rewatch of this in the near future, man. But, yeah, it just wasn't quite hitting for me in the same way, man. I don't know exactly if it was Cartoon Network getting in the way creatively or what was going on at the time, but it definitely didn't have as much as that flair, as much of that, like I said, that tight storytelling, those really well put together scripts, those more deeper and darker, more mature themes in an animated series for kids, for everybody, all ages. It really brought that realism. I mean, my bad. It really brought that realism and that sense of that really cool tone to it that I think was missing sorely in this second season. And I know that might be a little disappointing for some of y'all that were really looking forward to this review. But don't worry, guys. I'm still going into season 3 with optimism. I still dig the show. It's never going to taint anything like that for me because I still have a lot of nostalgia watching some of it as a kid. But just as a grown man, as an adult now, and watching it in different ways and kind of trying to analyze it a little bit more closely, doesn't quite hit for me the same way as season 1 did. That kind of felt a little bit more like that sweet spot, kind of more of what I remember from the show. And who knows, I might have dropped off later on and didn't really catch up with a lot of stuff. I'm not really quite sure, but it's going to be really interesting to see where things go in the future for this series. And I'm still extremely excited for season 5 because I hear so much great things that I have a feeling it's going to be something special when we get to that final finale season. You know what I mean? It might be the end game of Samurai Jack, and that sure as hell sounds dope to me. But I want to hear from y'all. Let me know what you think about Samurai Jack down below in the comments in general, and also let me know specifically and more importantly what you think about season 2, because it just wasn't quite hitting for me the same way, but hey, it might be hitting for you on the same level, man. So let me know, does it work? Is it not working? Do you love every single season equally? How would you rank the seasons in your personal opinion? And I'm definitely going to be on that season 3, but it's going to be on a short hiatus just for a little bit because we got the whole spooky season going on right now, y'all. You can see the backdrop. We're going to have horror, Halloween themed content going all throughout the month of October, so make sure you're subscribed and you don't miss a thing. And if you're checking out our content on the podcast feed, much love to each and every one of you. Make sure you keep clicking the download and you follow us on Spotify and wherever you get your podcasts. Download the episodes. It really does help us immensely, and we appreciate each and every one of you for checking this out. And for all the new viewers, thank you very much for stopping by today. Make sure you're subscribed so you keep that fandom dopeness in your feed all the time. We're dropping content almost every day, as often as possible. So make sure you're a part of the community so you don't miss it, guys. And like I said, short hiatus, but look forward to that season 3 review in November. It's going to be coming hot and heavy at you. We got no shortage of content. So make sure you stay tuned. You don't sleep. Much love. Peace.